All right, guys,
Welcome to episode 2.
of Lost in the Desert
My
podcast.
name is Issam.
My name is Karim.
All right. This is awesome.
Feels weird. Second
Second
episode.
episode already.
I want to thank you guys so much for all the support we've had over last episode.
Yes.
Really been great. You guys can find the episode on Spotify and Apple Podcasts as well for the audio listeners.
Absolutely.
Whew.
I also want to say thank you to everybody as well. There are some special people I want to give a shout out to. One of my friends who actually also has a podcast that has given us a shout out on his show. Do you remember the name of it?
The Induced Fear podcast.
Exactly, by Oscar, a great friend of mine who also gave us a lot of good tips on how to start it. So we appreciate you, brother.
We've had a really good support throughout. We've got a lot of good tips. A lot of people will be like, oh, would love X, Y, and Z or this. So a lot of first episode was definitely a learning experience.
100%.
Right. So did not know that you guys didn't know that for the people listening, didn't know it was also on YouTube.
Yes.
So yeah, remember.
No, it's we got really good feedback. People out showed us love by reposting our videos without even us asking them. So we appreciate you. Obviously, if we can go down the list, we can sit here for the next hour. But we were truly, from the bottom of our heart, we appreciate that. I do want to just give out one last shout out to the bosses of the bosses. Happy birthday to my sister Yuyu. I love you.
Happy birthday.
And thank you so much for the support. So I promised I'll give her a shout out. So I had to.
No, it's all good.
Yeah. Or she'll kick me out of the house. No, I'm just kidding. I love you.
Right. So for those who are maybe new, the biggest thing you could do to support us is like, subscribe, follow, 5 stars on Spotify.
Please.
All of those things, believe it or not, make a huge difference.
Yep.
Right, especially in getting our the content delivered to new people.
Yes.
So let's start today. So we have our entertainment, sports, and tech segments. What do you want to do first?
Let's start off with your tech because I want to start by learning.
That's fine because I have no intention of doing my sports until the very end because I'm just so annoyed.
Fair.
But before I get into it, do you know what computational photography is?
No.
Right. So computational photography is essentially you have the regular camera, which has the body of the camera and then the lens, right? Smartphone cameras don't have all that. Smartphone cameras have relative to their size, small sensors and small lenses. That's why now we have all these different multi camera setups on phones, just because it's really hard for one lens to do the one thing.
Yeah.
On top of that, now you have to bring in the digital version of it. Right. So now we're using the CPU, you're using AI, machine learning, all of that sort of stuff to really improve the image as much as possible. Right. Every phone manufacturer does this. Now, some do it to different extents, how they apply it, how you get your night mode working really nice, how you get the portrait mode really nice. Recently, especially this week and last week, Samsung they didn't get into trouble because they didn't do anything wrong, but there's been a lot of clickbait about it. Right.
Okay.
So the pictures of the moon that all the phone manufacturers with zoom cameras love to advertise?
Yes.
Somebody went and looked and did this experiment. It was on Reddit user. And they found out that, whenever Samsung, you see the picture of the moon, right, the computational photography is really enhanced. All the details really enhanced. And they realized that it's in the software, they see the camera sees the moon, it identifies, cool, it's going to enhance all extra detail. It's very different. People are saying, they're faking the picture of the moon. Not true, right? But it's very different from what Hawaii did a couple years ago, where they actually had files, pictures of the moon. And
when you're talking about the picture of the moon, when people take it with their phone?
Yeah, when people are taking the picture.
Yeah, because I haven't seen a phone that can, as soon as you zoom in, it's just blurry.
Mm-hmm.
But on advertisement,
certain phones are able to do it, especially the Samsungs, because they have that 100 times zoom, so they can really get up in there.
Okay.
Huawei had a couple years ago. They had a phone with a really great zoom.
Sorry, what company?
Hawaii.
Okay, because I was here in Hawaii. I was like, wow.
No, Huawei, the Chinese phone manufacturer.
The Chinese one. Oh yeah, that's very popular over there.
But they literally completely faked. They found file images in the phone and stuff like that saved.
Fake marketing.
It brought up the issue in the tech community, the morals of computational photography, when too much is too much, and what is the real photo you're looking at. You're learning, what grass looks like, right? Mm-hmm. What buildings look like. The moon's face is not going anywhere. So is it really morally wrong to take a picture of the moon? And for a manufacturer to be like, oh, I know this is the moon. I know these parts are supposed to look like this. That spot is supposed to look like that. We see there's clouds in front of it. What is too far? Like, do you think that's faking the photo?
Yeah.
Because there's no actual faking the photo. They're like, oh, we know what the moons look like.
So let's just make it look like
so let's just enhance the corners. It still looks like it's the same color. It's still the same phases, all of that sort of stuff. If something goes over the moon, it's not going to get rid of it. But at the same time, Samsung didn't even hide this. They found out they've been doing this like since like 2000, the S10s. And there's actually, they're like, we've had documents on our webpage like saying that this is how it works. So is there like lying, or is it just us not really paying attention?
It's just us not really paying attention. Also, some people, there's more iPhone users than Android, so I think
Apple does the same. Apple does the same thing on all of their phones. They actually do it better because they control the chip, they control the software.
Yeah, okay.
It's all one unit. So how do you think they have such great photos with, relative to the industry, inferior hardware? Google does the same thing. In Google, the Pixel series has always had inferior hardware. They've had like the same 12 megapixel lens up until like very recently when they announced the new Tensor chips, which is Google's own processor. For those who don't know, where's the harm in it? Like, it's not faking what you look like, it's not faking, your skin tone, all that, but it says, oh, I know.
I mean, there's filters now.
Yeah, there's filters, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about, actual pictures of things. Like, I see the grass. If I enhance the grass, right?
Yeah.
That's fine. You can turn all these settings off, by the way, even on the Samsung device. It's just the scene optimizer. It's a setting. You just click on it, you turn it off, and now you're not getting any sort of enhancement. You're getting the most natural version.
Okay.
So I don't see, this was something that was like really, for some weird reason, controversial, and I didn't really understand why.
Was it controversial because it's like selling a fake product?
I think it was controversial because a lot of people are trying to get attention through clickbait. I saw a lot of like, Samsung fakes moon, Samsung fake this, but they don't.
But I don't.
And it's it was also transparent, and you had the choice to turn it on or off. So where's the fake?
Yeah.
They're like, do you want? It's kind of like Snapchat. You don't have to take a picture with Snapchat's filters.
Fair, yeah, that's
Snapchat's
true.
not
Say that.
turning on the filters behind your back. Neither was Samsung.
But also, I feel like also as people love to like shit on a company, like any tech company. Like, oh, if something they advertise and it's the way it is, they just love to shit on it. But then people are gonna still purchase it. Like, for example, like with the iPhone users, like Apple products, like we get one and be like, oh, this is really good, and then like a year later, not even a year later, they put a better version of it. And then they were shit on the old one. And then 6 months ago, they were saying this is the best iPhone.
Speaking of shitting on iPhone, did you see Apple loves to do like mid-cycle, like in new colors? Do you see when they introduced the new yellow?
Bro,
every tech reviewer I've been listening to has been like, oh my God, revolutionary. Apple with the banana yellow phone.
It makes no sense.
Like, it took me a couple, I was like, oh, this is sarcasm. They're not serious about this.
No,
they're making fun of it.
Look, I have an iPhone. All my family has an iPhone, so easy for us to FaceTime, text messaging, all this stuff. But I'm not going to lie when I say I hate it because I get the new phone. I'm like, oh, this is great. And then all of a sudden it's like 6 months or like I said, 8 months later, there's a new version of it. And you have this feeling, it's like, damn, I'm behind. You know what I'm saying? Which just sucks, bro. But it's like at the end of the day, I have to eat it.
You're just gonna ignore the light going off.
Oh no, it's all right. It's all right. Your hand somewhere. I got this Nerf gun. I keep it on me now. I'm gonna try to turn on the lights. Light a shot. If I get it right, bro, I'm a legend for this. Where's the sensor?
Nice
Bazinga.
Try.
Nope, that didn't work. I gotta get up. Was the lights on? Look, we're still working.
We're still working on it.
We're still working on the lights.
Right. If you guys like and subscribe enough, we might be able to afford a nicer studio one day.
That is true.
So, think about that.
But, we appreciate the love already.
So, yeah, that was something that was really getting on my nerves. And I don't think people really understand, first of all, how phones take pictures, right? What is this morally wrong? Like, you have access to turn it off.
Yeah.
Like, nothing's being faked. And this doesn't apply to every single thing, but only just because the moon is one of those things that doesn't really change, barely changes throughout. The face is constantly facing us.
Yeah, but also I can see as well, like if you're buying a phone just because of the pictures or photography, is like buy a serious DSLR camera. Like get into it seriously because real photographers.
But the gap is closing.
It is close. I tell you why. It's because Instagram is not still like when you have a really good camera, like any Nikon or Canon, even Sony right now is winning with cameras, especially when it comes to 4K. Now that they're up there with Canons and Nikons. Instagram doesn't really can tell you the difference because now you can also you can take an iPhone picture and people can't tell which camera you're using, and you can pretend that you're a whole photographer, but you just walk around with an iPhone.
I'm gonna put you on to. There's a very famous. Well, again, within within the tech community,
Yeah.
there's a famous like series of camera tests that they bring random, like they take these X set of phones and they
And
will
they
pit
do
them
a
against
test.
each other.
Yes,
Do
I seen it. I
brackets,
seen
and
it.
what's really weird is that like the iPhone never gets to the end. Like the iPhone might get to like the second round, and because it's not what if it's the better photo, it's what people like and choose
Well,
as the
but
better
yeah.
photo.
But when you upload it to Instagram file, sometimes at Instagram when you take like
Well,
a really
even if like
yeah.
you think this is the best photo, but really there's a difference between what is the best photo and what is the best looking or what you deem as
Yeah,
best
because
looking
I tell you
photo.
right now, like I do film photography, so I still go get my images processed and stuff like that.
Right.
And when I get them scanned and I put them to Instagram, I have to tell people like, hey, by the way, this is film. This is not an iPhone or an Android phone. People can't tell the difference.
I'm gonna pause it. He thinks he's a deep photographer. He just likes to take lots of black and whites of his dog. He's kind of like
Check out my page on Instagram when it goes public. I
he's kind of like
promise you,
the drunk chick with
this
the Polaroids.
bozo over here is a hater. Same bozo's like, can you take pictures of me? Hater. Don't worry about
Never
it.
said that.
Nah, yeah.
So yeah, there was that, and it didn't make any sense to me. Because outside of that,
Yeah.
their 100 times space zoom is actually amazing. A little creepy.
Well, I'll
I
still
feel
wait
like
to.
you could do up to 30 times zoom is the sweet spot where you're not really losing anything. It's perfect. But once you get to 100, you lose detail, but it's still amazing by comparison.
Yeah, I'll wait till iPhone brings that up.
They're not going to.
They will.
They're not.
They will. I'll give it another 2 years. We'll have a zoom in with an iPhone, and then I'll upgrade.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I don't think they're not going to just because they don't have any intention to.
Well, that was the tech news.
That was the tech news for today, and just
Thank
again
you for that.
roasting. Oh, I want to say one thing: Google doesn't know how to keep a leak. They're the worst company at keeping leaks. People should go check out the new Google phones because somebody actually was able to get this prop, get it out, and like try to sell it on eBay.
Yeah, but they probably
Try
have
to sell it on. I don't know how they
But-
were able to get it out of the whoever R&D and just get it
Bro,
into eBay.
Google facility is probably so big. It's like they
They must be doing this on purpose. Other phone manufacturers.
That's a good marketing as well.
You're telling me Samsung that sells 1 million phones, like their lineup?
That's a good marketing.
Google's lineup is like 3 phones. You can't protect 3 phones. Samsung, Apple, all of them. Apple's got like 5 phones in their lineup. You know, Huawei, all of them. They're keeping a secret. They must be doing this on purpose.
It might work as a thing. I
Hey.
mean, it's not a bad marketing idea to act like, hey, this is leaked out, and then what happens? People get interested. It's free marketing because people are gonna be talking about it.
That's true.
Because I mean, I'm telling you right now, I don't think anybody really cares if Google come out with a new phone. Not that many people as they should.
Maybe not you care, but believe it or not, it's
Talking about a majority of people. So if they do it like a leak, then people like, oh, what's going on?
The Pixel phones, they started from Nexus. They used to call them Nexus.
Yeah, but Apple's still winning. So
it's not about what do you say? What do you define as winning?
When Apple always has, every time there's a new iPhone or like smartwatches or anything, there's always a big conferences. Everybody's always waiting. It goes all trending on social media. I don't see that with Google.
It's literally the same thing with.
I don't see it. I don't see it in my page.
My office, I had like 4 people in my office, like
I'm
waiting
comparing
for
the whole
waiting
world,
for the
bro.
live when the S23 came.
We'll
out.
see.
Like the Pixel comes out, people pay attention. Maybe not you pay attention, but believe me, people
I'm
pay
not
attention.
paying.
It's like a big event. Google I/O gets really. It's a big event.
No, okay.
But anyway, yeah, the tech was relatively short. It was just definitely something that was for some weird reason, like, again, just an educational piece that I feel like, look at your phone, whatever phone you have, go in and say like, look at your settings, look at your scene optimizing settings, really take a deep dive in and understand what you're getting. Because there was a lot of clickbait and it was really frustrating. I was like, this is all cap.
Absolutely.
All right. But I don't have anything anymore for tech for today.
Fair.
What do you have?
Let's talk about entertainment.
Okay. Before we get into that, though, I want to say you had a topic last week that you wanted to talk about, and for some weird reason you scrapped. And now I went and looked into it. Selena Gomez deserves what she gets.
Okay, first
I'm
of all,
sorry.
we're not gonna.
She
We're not.
deserves what she
Selena's
gets.
not. You're
By
not
the
gonna
whole
slander
Hailey
Selena,
thing, she deserves it.
bro. Selena, top 3 baddest women alive right now.
Okay, she's
Baddie.
gorgeous, but what do you want me to? in terms
Baddie.
of
Justin Bieber fumbled the bag with that.
Know why I feel like she deserves
Please,
it.
please educate me.
When her friend, back in 2017, 16, her friend donated her kidney to her.
Okay.
And what was her name? I had to write it down.
Yeah.
Ain't
nobody listening.
Francia Razia.
Okay.
Right? Donated her kidney.
Okay.
She's
Was she
another
forced to?
actress.
Was she forced
No,
to?
she wasn't forced
Okay
to.
then.
Well, wait, hold up. All right. She donated her kidney. They were super close friends, all of that crap. She took it, they had she was all like, oh my god, super grateful, she's family, all of this sort of stuff, yada yada yada. What did she do? First, like, I guess first major interview, I don't have friends in the industry. After that, getting wasted, drinking, just unhealthy lifestyle. If I gave you my kidney,
what else
and
you supposed to do?
and you start taking, you have lupus. She has lupus. It's not like it's not a condition where you're. It's an autoimmune condition. You're not supposed to be drinking all of this. You have operating on one kidney. You're not supposed. If I give you my kidney and now my life is compromised because I truly care about you, and you start doing all that sort of stuff, I kind of think you're.
So they're not friends anymore.
No.
Okay.
If I give you give me a kidney and I see you drinking, I'm fighting you.
No, it's my life.
No, screw that.
I didn't force you.
You deserve to be on wheatgrass.
If you give me your kidney and I can still party and I'm a millionaire and I'm famous, I'm a party.
But you didn't have to take it. You couldn't party before. I gave you the kidney and now you can party.
But also, Selena was going through some stuff because whatever she was going through.
What does that have to do with me and my kidney?
Bro, her friend gave her a kidney. She wasn't forced to, so that's her fault.
There's a difference where you can and where like morally.
No, we're not going to slander Selena.
Okay, you know what?
First of all, we need Selena in this world rather than her friend. I'm just going to be upfront with you. We need this. Selena, I love you. Selena's so bad, bro. Justin Bieber fumbled that bag. That's why he's still crying till this day.
Also,
he's fumbling the bag and he's still crying.
Also, I think the only reason people are like mad at Haley is because her name is Haley. People love to shit on a white girl in 2023.
Wait, hold up. Who's also named Haley?
Haley Bieber. Because Haley. Apparently, Haley was being like, "Oh, she's being shitty to Selena and yada yada yada."
Yeah.
The only reason I feel like the only reason they're hating on her is because her name is Haley.
Bro, all I see on my
love to shit on a white girl.
What I saw recently on TikTok though, we keep it short, is that somebody put an edit of Haley literally copying everything that Selena's been doing for the past couple years, which is crazy. That's how it tells you Justin Bieber and his wife are obsessed with Selena. That's how much Selena has that much effect on people. That's how bad she is, bro.
Anyway,
so I'm not going to take that slander. Selena's the top 3 baddest woman alive.
She needs to be on a wheatgrass diet for the rest of her life.
No.
Right? And look after that kidney.
No. Bro,
I would
Selena's so bad that The Weeknd even wrote a song about her and she made him heartless. And there's no pun intended. That's how bad she is. She got The Weeknd crying.
He's an R&B. He's an R&B dude. He has
great performer as well. I did see him live last year.
I was so mad. I saw that because I was supposed to go with my friend to that concert, but just as the concert tickets were released, I went into escrow for my house, and I was like, I can't afford this. I can't afford these frivolous expenses.
Well, to be fair, one of my good friends, my primo Luis, he had 2 tickets, and he gave me one, and he took me. So thank you, bro. And it was a great concert. Good seats too. I was right there front row. Yeah. You missed out. It was a great concert.
All right, let's move on from Selena. What did you want to talk about in entertainment today?
For entertainment, I did watch the Chris Rock special on Netflix.
Okay, tell me about it. I did not.
I know it's been out already, so it's nothing new to some people. But what I liked about it, actually, a lot of people, some people didn't know because I was trying to have a conversation with people about it. I'm not going to talk into what Chris Rock was saying about Will Smith. And
nobody likes a spoiler.
Yeah, nobody. But I liked how the production of it, where it was actually a live event on Netflix. Okay. So when they released it, so we actually watch it now, you realize that one spoiler, Chris Rock doesn't mess up a joke, but he fixes it quickly. But that's how it was live. There was no editing. They actually even had a person hosting it. They even had all the celebrities come in, do like a little talk, and then Chris Rock comes on stage and just kills it. But that kind of made interesting because now, for a comedian, biggest things used to be back in the day is like if they get an HBO special or like Comedy Central. But now it's
live.
Yeah. But now it's Netflix. Everybody was like, "Oh, do you have a Netflix special?" Because as soon as a comedian who's starting and gets a Netflix special, and then it's on, they take off. Their career just.
I feel like comedy was like peak in like maybe the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
Not in terms of like how funny they were, but how appreciated it was. Like if you're a comedian and you go on stage and go on a tour, it was the biggest thing.
Yeah, but now as well, there was a little gap where they had to be careful because people were sensitive about jokes. But I feel like now it's coming back. Slowly it's coming back where now the comedians are like standing up and like, no, this is comedy. You don't have to listen. But what I liked about it, what it got me thinking is like, hopefully Netflix keeps this up with this whole premiering live for comedians. Because I was thinking,
it definitely is interesting. I never thought about like HBO doing like a live comedy special.
Yeah, so I feel like Netflix has something special, and all I thought about other comedians that I love that'd be like, man, that would kill it live. Like for example, Dave Chappelle would be perfect for that.
You remember watching Killing Them Softly?
Yeah,
Killing Them Softly was
like
great.
that. Like Dave Chappelle would kill it live, but I think the best one
Crackhead baby.
Yeah, the crackhead baby. Till this day, his joke still gets quoted. But I feel like there's one special comedian that would kill it live because he does crowd work, and that is the great Andrew Schultz from Flagrant 2 with Andrew Schultz and Akash. Shout out to them boys.
Okay.
They would Andrew Schultz would kill it if he did that live segment and do the crowd work. Probably till this day, right now, best comedian out. He is the best comedian. There is nobody touching Andrew Schultz right now. Back to back every
I'm gonna
week.
assume you meant currently because we don't want beef with people. Currently, yes, best comedian.
Who else is better
All time.
right now?
Right now, I don't know.
Andrew Schultz. Who else? Say something else. I dare you. Say something else. It's Andrew Schultz. Bro,
If you hit me with that, I'm gonna get a gun, and it's not gonna be.
that's fine.
I'm gonna get a plastic gun. Not gonna
Yeah.
shoot Issam.
Say it. Who else? Andrew Schultz. Say it. Say Andrew Schultz. Andrew Schultz.
Chris Rock right now is killing it.
Bro,
You just talked about how Chris Rock's special was so great. Now you want
it was good, but he's not killing it back to back like Andrew Schultz. He's not. Nobody is.
How many tours is Andrew Schultz going on?
Huh? He's always consistently doing shows.
You know who has a great tour and everybody should watch?
Who?
T.I.
Bro, you're clown.
Did you
Clown.
watch that? It's not a
Clown.
tour.
I'm not
Did you watch that?
I'm not even like entertaining that. Andrew
That was
Schultz
bad.
right now, I don't care what anybody says. Everybody that knows comedy knows that Andrew Schultz right now is the top
Yeah,
of the pyramid.
he's really, really
Top of the
funny. I'm
pyramid.
not gonna give you
And
that,
you know
but
what? I'll say this
it's a
too,
big
and people can
statement.
fight me. He'll surpass Dave Chappelle. I'm calling it right now. He will surpass Dave Chappelle.
In like records,
Everything.
we'll see.
Everything. That man took his boys and they made it to the top. Shout out to Andrew Schultz, Flagrant 2 boys. I love y'all.
I used to watch him on Brilliant Idiots.
With Charlamagne the God.
Yeah, with Charlamagne, like
Yeah.
back in like 20.
Still a great show as well.
15. Yeah, I didn't even know they're still running to this day.
Because
Because now they're all they're all
Because
doing their own
Andrew
things.
Schultz is killing it. Everybody goes there to watch Andrew Schultz.
But yeah, that's I don't know how to I don't know how to agree or disagree with you.
You should
on
just
that one.
agree. So you can be right in the future.
I wanted to talk about The Last of Us, but then you had the nerve to tell me you didn't finish it.
I
or
didn't
not
finish
catch
it.
up.
I didn't finish it.
So I'm gonna say this,
Sorry.
and this also applies to you guys watching. Watch the last. I think the last episode drops tomorrow, right? I'm only
Sunday,
one
yes.
episode behind. Well, Sunday, yeah, because we record these on Saturdays. Watch it because I promise you they're gonna be spoilers next week. If you don't watch it by next week, I don't care. I'm saying I'm spilling all the beans next week. I'm going to give you a couple spoilers.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna give a lot of spoilers for them, but for you, I'm gonna ruin it.
No, because I'm gonna finish. Because since the last episode's
Better.
tomorrow, I'm finish it the whole day. I'm off tomorrow, so we're gonna be good. We're Gucci.
Episode 8.
Yeah, but that was my
So
thing on.
good.
But I'm hoping that going back to where I was saying that I do hope Netflix keeps this up with the live events. Giving out to comedians because it was actually very interesting and it's actually nice to see like a comedian just straight raw, no editing, nothing. Because usually when the comedian wants to put out a special and they pick a city, sometimes some comedians pick their hometown or a big city or like a small one. They would do 2 shows. They wear the same outfit and they take the best shots out of those shows and edit them all in one. And that's how usually they do a special. Because sometimes you have hecklers, sometimes you have people ruining the joke, sometimes the joke doesn't get the right response. So to see it done live, is great. I think it's beautiful for
I'm
comedy.
sure.
Yeah.
I've never seen a live. Well, I've been to a live podcast viewing once. I went and saw the Read live like last year in LA.
Oh, that's nice.
And I think it was part of it was part of like a Netflix series of events because they had a whole lot of Netflix related events
Yeah,
that weekend.
nice.
I
But have
saw
you been to
that.
a comedy show, like a
I've
live?
never been to like a stand-up comedian show.
You never been to a stand-up comedian show?
I think I went to like the improv place in Tempe. Bro, just wave your
Oh.
arm. Don't get up. I want to see what the limit is for this thing.
No, I gotta get up.
Okay, we know where we're gonna get a stick next time.
No, I love comedy. I'm a huge fan of comedy. The dark comedy, whatever. Best
Improv.
shows I seen. My brother took me to watch for my birthday one time. Chris Tucker. But it was cool, even though I knew his jokes because I watched him growing up. But it was nice just to see it live and just to see also like a movie star kind of like that still be on stage. But I did go see my boy Andrew Schultz on live. That was amazing. I don't care. I'm a huge fan. As you can tell.
You don't need to convince me. I got nothing against Andrew.
Yeah.
Like you don't need to convince me.
Because I love when somebody does crowd work and he does it perfectly and they're also educated. So that's why I
Who's
feel like
that
I can.
one? Who's the other one? She also does a lot of crowd work. Hannah Gerber, I think her name is.
That does a crowd work.
She does a lot. She's again very well known,
Yeah.
famous comedian. Does a lot of crowd work. Hilarious. Love her. But
that's what that's what I
I
loved
can't
about
pronounce
it.
people's last names. I'm not very good at that.
Yeah, but that's what that was my set
I
on
just start writing
Netflix.
things down more and more.
Hmm.
But yeah, Last of Us, definitely you need to watch, because now they're getting into. I'm still waiting for them to get more into, like, I want to see some of the zombies that like showed up earlier in the series.
Yeah.
I want more of their backstories. I know enough about these people. I want to know more about, like, I know enough about these people. They're getting to a lot of backstory stuff. Try to explain like certain people's stories, giving you what happened, like filling in gaps from like what happened in the past. I need to see more about these zombies.
Yeah,
now.
no, we will talk more about Last of Us next episode. Because there's more stories coming out. Like they were saying that season 2 is not going to be the same as the game. Where I was hearing some stuff like that as well.
Mhm.
So we'll get more detail about it next week for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I also, hopefully by maybe in like the next 2 weeks, I definitely want to go see the Demon Slayer movie.
Okay.
Which I don't think. Are you into anime? I don't
I can watch anime.
asking you.
No,
So that's
I watch
so
anime.
that's a no. I can watch.
No,
I know it's
I'm
the
not
same.
against anime though. Like I can sit there.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
I know you don't have an issue
Because
with
the
anime.
only anime that I liked was like the old school ones. The only reason why, because I grew up differently watching them in Arabic, so the names don't match what they actually are.
I want to know what.
So if I tell you what anime I like, I have to describe what the
Did you
show
watch
is.
Captain Majid?
Captain Majid was.
Bro, I want to know what it is in English so I can find it, because
No,
I have Funimation and Crunchyroll.
Okay,
and I wanna
damn. See, I
find it.
hate that you said that because Captain Majid was my number one anime. But the thing is, though, I did find the name of it because Adidas, they collabed with Adidas just 2 years ago. They collabed with Adidas. They came out with a sick merch, but it was way too expensive. So I was like waiting on it, but then it sold out.
The one thing I will never forget is the episode when. Do you remember when like the goalie smacked his head onto the pole and it was like
And then-
super?
When I hate it,
I will remember
we're not
that
gonna get
episode for the
that.
rest
But
of my
Captain
life.
Majid, it's for a lot of people don't know. There is a different name for it in English, and
We don't
but
know.
it's what's it called? It's a soccer player anime. It's all about soccer. And the worst thing about it is like the episode just drags, and they always stop it where he's almost about to score. And like every time he's about to score and win the game, episode ends. So it was cool watching it growing up. Another one was Detective Conan.
I remember Conan on the skateboard.
Yeah, Detective Conan is legit. But no, see, that's what I'm saying.
Conan.
I love anime, but mine is old school, like not this new one.
Well, same. I also like old school anime. Like if I had to name my top 5, number 1 and is not going anywhere is Dragon Ball. The Dragon Ball Z.
I watched Dragon Ball Z too.
Love Dragon Ball. Like and I know I had very limited access to content when I was living abroad in my childhood, right? So Dragon Ball, definitely Dragon Ball and Pokemon. I don't think Pokemon is really considered an anime anymore.
Why is that?
Some of the storyline, the manga
'Cause
styles, like people just don't. Really
That might be
consider it.
that may be
They consider it a
controversial.
cartoon now. I feel like it's moved to cartoon.
Oh, I see.
Right, but then weird one. Probably people won't agree, but I love me some Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid because it made no sense, and Sailor Moon.
Yeah, you lost me right there, man. You lost me right there.
You should have had access to Sailor Moon if you didn't have like a lot of TV. Or if you're like on an international level, you should have.
I guarantee you, I probably watched it if you just show me because like I told you, the names are different. Because one time I did have a conversation with somebody about anime, and they were like, they were super lost, and they were telling me the names, and I was like, "This is what I'm talking about." They'd be like, "Oh, you got it all wrong," and I'm like, "You know what? I can't have anime conversations."
And then once I started like move out and had access to more, definitely Hunter x Hunter, but the ending. It's not over yet, but the current ending with the whole ant arc really pissed me off.
Okay.
Starting to get into more and more of the new stuff. Jujutsu Kaisen is really good. You should probably watch that. It's only 1 season out. It's like 20 some episodes.
Okay.
You'll love it. But definitely one day I would hope you watch some more so we can have more conversations about anime.
No, I would definitely do the research and spend time and watch it.
All right. And I see you finally got your
yeah,
little,
dude. I
Jenny
finally
Ortega
watched
shirt.
Wednesday. It was great.
What do you
You were
think?
right. It was funny. I would
Who's your
hope
favorite character?
it has to be Gina Ortega.
Jenny? I
Yeah,
love
Wednesday.
Jenny, but my favorite
Did I
character
say
is like,
Gina or Jenny?
You said Gina. It's Jenny.
Oh, I'm messing up, bro.
Jenny? It's
I'm
Jenna.
sorry.
I
I'm
think
sorry,
it's Jenna
girl.
Ortega.
I'm sorry.
Jenna, excuse me.
I found out she was only like 20.
Yeah.
She's young.
She's like a child star. She's been acting for forever.
Good for her. I feel like now her
Right.
career is gonna just
Her career
explode.
has been exploding. But who's my favorite character? Oh, sorry, my favorite couple is definitely Gomez and Morticia.
Yeah.
They're my favorite because they're
hilarious.
They have this, especially like if you've
They
seen
just can't
the
get off
show,
each other.
you've
It's
seen the
hilarious.
story. You know what? I don't care at this point. It's been out for long.
It's been
enough.
out.
You
It's
should
been
go-
out.
You should go
Yeah.
watch it. You know.
Yeah.
When you find out about like the murder thing that they were in cahoots on,
Yeah.
right? And how it go toxic couple. Love it. Every
Yeah,
time
yeah.
every time they're sucking face, I'm like, bro, these people are toxic.
When
You know they're fighting each other, and
yeah.
you know they're
it's
and
like
you know they're making up in spectacular fashion.
yeah. No, they're definitely goals.
I love her.
No, but I liked how when he has a conversation with her and when they was in jail and she was talking about how he raised her and how because he wanted her to be like strong or whatever, and I was like, man, you know what, like that's how I would want if I have kids one day. That's how I want my daughter to be like. I don't care if she has to be cold blooded. I would love it. Yeah.
I love Morticia and Gomez, bro.
Yeah.
And his little mustache.
No, but no, she's killing it. I'm happy for her. She's all over the news. She went to Saturday Night Live. She's she's always trending.
She hates she hates being asked about the dance now in public because everybody wants her to do the dance, and
That's weird.
I think a TikTok where she like snapped. She was like, "I'm sick and tired of it."
That's weird. That's weird.
People, they'd get on your nerves.
Yeah, like it's like they got paid for the job. They're done. They don't have to. That's it. But I mean, also you got to respect it. They're such a good actors that people think this is how they are in real life. Mm-hmm. That's how you know. Like, I forgot who said it, but that's like it's called the street Oscar. It's like you got your Oscars from the street when they think that this is your character.
Yeah, I've never heard that phrase.
Yeah, you never heard that phrase?
Street Oscar.
Yeah, it's like your Oscars from the street.
No, I never heard that. All right. Well, let's move on because I think last episode dragged. Yeah. But see your girl Jenny though is making moves in other industries too.
And what?
You don't know?
No.
Who's Jenny been seeing with?
Oh, that's right. I did see that on Insta. She's with. I don't know. You know what? I like him because I like the player, but with Devin Booker, the boy from the Valley.
How are you? You spent last episode disrespecting Phoenix.
I did. And
now,
even though we live in Phoenix,
he's the boy from the Valley.
No, he's the franchise player. Devin Booker's not the franchise player.
You need to pick a team.
I can't pick a team.
You need to pick a team. We talked about this
last
last time.
You can't I'll tell you. Let me just talk about Devin Booker real quick. I'll say this: great player. Franchise player. Very also like he has this respectful kind of image. But I think personally, he's a villain, and he needs to embrace it. He's a villain, bro. He's a villain. I think he wants to keep this type of image, like whatever. But like when I'll tell you when I kind of lost a little respect for him is when him and Clay went at it. And remember that game against the Warriors and Clay got ejected?
I was there.
You went to that game?
Yes, that was the game I invited you for, and I ended up going with our other friend.
Oh man, I should have went. But anyways,
I had a great photo.
Did you?
Clay walking out the tunnel, and then because I was super zoomed in, and I guess a fan like in front of us like put up the middle finger, and it was perfect. It's Clay in the middle, and then the two fans' middle fingers are like on the side.
On the side, like his face. Look, I love Clay, but I love like when people like talk shit back and forth, especially in sports, because it's supposed to be competitive. And then when Clay was talking shit to the whole squad and telling me he has more rings than them and all this stuff, and then Suns ended up winning that game. And then I was like, okay, I can't wait till what Book says on the mic. He gets on the mic and he's like, I respect his game. I'm like, motherfucker, like you're such a bro. You're a villain. Call him a bitch. Next, he punked you.
Bro, but there's that other.
You're gonna tell me Devin Booker is really that nice? No, he's a villain. He needs to embrace it. There's nothing wrong with being a villain.
There's an issue also. There's sports culture where you say what you want on the court, and then once you leave the court, like even with your friends, like I remember when I used to play with my friends, or even with strangers, actually, you would say like foul shit to people in the game.
Yeah.
But as soon as the game is done, bro, it stays on.
That's
the court.
fine because everybody knows that you guys are boys after or whatever.
That's be boys, but like like I said, when I used to go, to
you show him that we know. Yeah, you respect his game, but it's like, bro, get on the mic and bro, step up and call him a bitch or something. Like he was punking you.
Bro, this is NBA. They get fined.
He has the money. He's a franchise player. You got the money, bro. Embrace being a villain. Also, it brings more attention to the games. Game sells out. It brings people back to tune in. Because I'm telling you right now, that's boring.
Like WWE or whatever.
No, bro, because NBA is soft. Look at when Steph says Steph says stuff as well. Clay obviously does when they trash Memphis. Now every time Memphis plays the Warriors, everybody's watching. Everybody's tuning in. It's okay to be a villain, bro. I feel like Devin Booker has that villain in him. Also, you see it on Instagram recently. His ex is dating Bad Bunny. All right.
I didn't even know they broke up.
Okay, well, it's on my Instagram. So
that's probably why the Suns aren't doing too hot.
And then Bad Bunny, they were saying that Bad Bunny dissed him in a song where he says like Puerto Rico's hotter than Phoenix, and somebody posted that like on a blog page, and Devin Booker commented on there, and he's like, oh, this man is worried. This guy, I can't say the word to word, but he goes, he's worried about another man, which was like an insult about something that happened at his concert. But But it's like you can tell, like Devin Booker is about that life, and it's like, dude, embrace it.
Is he?
Yeah. No, I think Devin Booker, he has it in him.
Trigger finger turn to Twitter fingers.
It doesn't matter.
You getting bodied by a singer.
But I think Devin Booker can fight.
Okay.
Now, I mean, like not like professionally, but I feel like he can get down.
Maybe,
Like he's not.
maybe we can replace the All-Star game with Issam's NBA boxing 101.
I'm glad you mentioned that. How boring is the All-Star game right now?
The All-Star game is boring.
Exactly. So if they talk shit, like as they should, people will tune in because the All-Star game should be 5-on-5, best players from the East to the West. Now they're doing this, let me pick a team like it's a pickup game.
Well, I don't care how you pick the team, but once you're on the court, play to win. I don't care how you pick the team.
I
don't care how you pick the team. Like the fans should vote on who the best teams who the best players from here, who the best player from there. You let the players pick them, let the coaches pick them. I don't care how you pick them, but once you get on the court,
you did mention we did talk about this before because I was like what they do is they should just put a prize money in the middle, winner takes all, and but you were like what players are already rich, but you did give a good idea about
the winner gets to choose the charity is donated to
charities. Yeah, that's a good one as well. Or they can still do the winner takes all for the money. Everybody gets a bonus. Or an example like there's perks of winning. Like you get draft picks. Like
if a player from your team wins, you get the team gets an extra draft pick. I don't know how that would work. So
not an extra draft pick. I would say I know this kind of sounds silly. People be like, this is dumb. But they need to find some way to make the All-Star game interesting again. Because like I said, it's supposed to be the best of the 5 against the 5. That's it. 5-on-5, the best of the players.
The only way to make it interesting is for the fans to
pick.
Not the fans to pick, the fans to get on their case. If the fans aggressively get on their case.
Bro, it's
and all it takes is 1 or 2 NBA players to actually take the game seriously. And next thing you know, look when Braun, he played 2 defensive plays. One of them he blocked Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yeah.
And Shai was pissed.
This just last All-Star game.
This All-Star game.
Okay, yeah. I didn't watch it.
He blocked Shai, and Shai even came out in the press conference after was like, so you just not playing defense all game, and now you want to block me? Like, that was weak. And he got mad. So I'm like, cool, next All-Star game, Shai needs to call LeBron out and bother him on the court.
Which is not going to happen.
But wait, if he bothers him on the court, now LeBron's like, cool, now I have to play defense. And the other players like, damn, we have to play defense now to save face. Just play to their ego. All it takes is 1 or 2 NBA players to play aggressive defense. And next thing you know, the rest of them are following.
Well, the last time I paid attention to the All-Star game is when they found out KD and Russ was going to be on the same team. Do you remember that? And everybody, they tuned in. That's what I'm saying. It brings people in. Who cares if it's controversial, whatever. Back to Devin Booker. Bro, you're a villain. Embrace it. And you're always going to be a baller. So just embrace being a villain. It doesn't hurt to villain. Some people like villains. Look at Conor McGregor. He's a villain, and people love it.
I didn't say I don't like the villain.
Yeah. Embrace it, bro.
But I just don't think it's him.
It's him. Hey, Devin Booker is that guy.
I thought it was Chris Paul, whose job was.
Oh, bro, I'm not. No, we're skipping that. We're not talking about.
Paul.
Yeah, we're skipping that. We ain't talking about no Chris Paul.
Yeah. So, I didn't really want to get into this week, but I had the nerve to talk about my Lakers last week.
Oh Lord,
they disappointed me this week.
Okay, go off for your Lakers, please.
How dare you guys not play Anthony Davis against the Rockets? How do you guys lose against the Rockets? I'm pretty sure it was the Rockets. Yeah, it was the Rockets. Why? They're the Rockets are like the worst or second worst team in the West. You should have played AD and whooped them.
Somebody had money on the parlay. That's why.
And I wasn't surprised. I really thought the Mavs game was a toss-up.
Yeah.
And we get to the end, and all AD had to do was make one free throw, and then one free throw would have made. For context, people haven't watched the last 30 seconds of the game was split, and it was 7 seconds on the clock, something like that.
Okay.
He got fouled. They were up by 1. They needed to be, if he made both free throws, it'd be up by 3. Okay. They'd have the worst case scenario. They go into overtime if nobody fouls. It didn't happen that way. He missed the first one, made the second one, so they're up by 2. Gave it to Kyrie. Really, I think they did a great job of pressuring them. There was an inbound pass, and they did a great job of pressuring them on the inbound pass. Wait,
hold on. Kyrie who?
Irving.
Okay, then you're talking about Dallas.
The Mavericks.
Yeah, you said the Rockets.
No. And I said the Dallas game. When I said after the Rockets, then I said the Dallas game I thought was a toss-up.
Yeah, but you thought they're going to beat Dallas?
It was a 50-50. We were favorites going in. Luka's injured.
But they got Kyrie.
Doesn't matter.
This boy's wild.
Bro, we beat them last time. What are you talking about?
And what happened?
We came back 27.
And Kyrie passed the ball?
Kyrie didn't even make the shot.
I said he passed the ball.
So you want me to finish? And
You
see
go
how,
finish.
how it
I'll let you
ended?
finish. I'll let you finish because it's your
Right.
Lakers. It's your
There was
shitty
an
ass
inbound
Lakers.
pass,
Yeah.
right? Lakers put pressure on them to the point that they had to waste one of their timeouts,
Yeah.
or else they would have gotten the inbound pass violation, right? They come back again, pass it to Kyrie, put pressure on Kyrie, couldn't do it, nobody passed to some random Kleber in the corner. AD thought he was going. AD went for the rebound. Thought Kyrie was going to shoot. Went for the rebound. He passed to Kleber. AD just couldn't get back to defend him. He shot a 3 with like nothing left on the clock.
It was a good
Made
shot.
It was some random.
It was a good shot. I love it like that. But then you know what's crazy? It was the same day that there was so many upsets and also in March Madness. It was just like happening all day. I was just looking at House of Highlights and I was like,
There were a million upsets last year. Why do people think every year there's not going to be an upset?
it's
They're,
just
like,
cool.
shocked.
I think it's also it brings more attention to it. But yeah, so that's
Yeah, I'm not talking about the Lakers.
okay. So you're done.
I'm done with the Lakers.
You're done with your boys?
Well, we're still in the play-in. It didn't.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it could have been the difference between going from 9th to
100%.
7th or 9th to 10th.
100%.
You know, it would have been a big boost. But now
Maybe
we
they have a
to
plan.
Work again.
Yeah. All right. So we're done with sports. You
We're done
did
with
have
sports. So yeah, before the show, moving forward, once you guys start writing in more, we want you guys to write in, ask us questions, read them, answers, ask us for advice, give us stories, stuff like that.
Yes, absolutely.
But until more of you guys start following, our email is on our YouTube, In the Desert Podcast.
And you can also DM us on Instagram as well.
No, don't DM us on Instagram. I don't want that.
I deal with that, so I control it. So I will respond. And also, like I said, if you follow us on Instagram, I follow back. You guys see that as well. So, but you said that you have something for me.
I picked 3 stories from Reddit. Hold on.
Okay, perfect. So we have Reddit stories that you have for me. You refused to tell me them till.
So yeah, I didn't. Excuse me.
Yeah.
I don't want to tell you them, but one, they're not really stories, but they're actually, you know what? Yeah, you can
Go for it. Go for it.
They're stories.
Go
Pick
for
one.
it.
There's 3.
Let's
1,
see.
2, or 3.
Oh, let's go 2.
2. I gave out X-Lax brownies in high school, and one of my friends crapped himself during a basketball game.
Oh, that sucks.
Do you know what X-Lax is? It's the stuff that
Yeah.
it's like Miralax and all. They'll give you like diarrhea, like lax.
In the middle of the game, that man was just out here shitting. That sucks. Imagine he was like hot too, like 20 points in.
Bro.
He was about to hit,
20 points in.
like he was like about to hit a triple double, and then man
It
just
could be like
started.
the Michael Jordan flu season.
Oh,
like,
man,
game.
I
Imagine
would-
Mike like made the shot and then crapped himself.
Oh,
Man was like, we won the
dude.
game. I'm done. Just let it loose.
Imagine you're having the best game of your life, and you're like, whoa, oh, that sucks.
you win the finals, everything,
All
and
right.
you crap yourself.
I'm gonna go with 1.
Oh, 1 was foul.
That's just it.
My dad called the cops on me because he thought I was a hooker. I was outside my own home.
Damn. It'd be your own people.
Her dad is a Karen, and
Yeah, it would be your own people. No, that one, I'll give it.
she definitely snuck out the house, was standing waiting for the sneaky link, and she got caught out.
Probably. Okay, last one.
Wait, the hooker. Whew. My dad loves to tell any dates that I bring home about the time I pooped in a public pool. His favorite part of the story is when everyone started running out the pool screaming like that scene from Jaws.
Oh, that sucks. What's up with the shitty ass stories, bro?
I don't
No
know.
pun intended.
Because I didn't. Again, please like, subscribe, follow, so I can afford an iPad. Because I had to write these down. And nobody answered this question last week. But yes, we are filming off my phone. It's an S23 Ultra. So yeah, I can't film off the phone, and then I have to write these down manually. I was not gonna. Some of the really funny ones were big paragraphs, but I'm not doing that.
Well, it will get better soon. We'll get a little bit more stories, especially if we have people.
Follow, subscribe.
Please.
Right. But yeah, have you ever crapped yourself?
No, I'm still kind of thinking about the game because I'm interested. Like, was he shooting good or no? Is he a starter or was he a bench player?
I hope he was on the bench and just could sneak away.
Oh man, I would
hope
hope
he was
so
on the
too.
bench. Could just
But then also I have a feeling that he was like, bro, he was just out there.
Have you crapped yourself in public?
No.
Oh, I have.
Bro, what? Hey yo.
I have.
Yo, what?
I have. If enough of you guys, if we get to let's say if we get to 100 subscribers,
You're gonna tell the story?
if we get to, I'm not selling my asshole for 100 subscribers. If we get to like 500 subscribers, I will tell you the me crapping myself.
Yeah,
in public story.
yeah. I don't want to sell it, but
Right.
for 500, I will. For 500, I will.
And then
Bro,
after
you're out of
500,
pocket.
You guys will be.
You're out of pocket.
Right?
Well,
I'm not selling myself.
well, thank
out
you for the Reddit stories. I appreciate it. We're all gonna be ending. Let me end the episode with a quote that I read. I don't want to say it's a quote. I would say it's a poem. And do you have anything else before I read this poem?
I was thinking, I don't think I have anything else before I read this poem.
Okay, perfect. Well, I'm going to read this
Before
poem
you
for
read
you
this
guys. I saw this online, and I just think I want to share it with the viewers. Roses are red. The sun gives off heat. If your legs are tired, use my face as a seat. Thank you so much, guys. My name is Issam. This is Karim, and this is Lost in the Desert podcast. Thank you so much.
Thank you.